Hey everyone, this is Phi, and this video is going to be a sort of bonus footage of Geobattle. I was actually quite surprised after making the previous video. Within 24 hours, the developer posted an update where he apparently addressed just about everything I had mentioned in that previous video. That's not exactly what I expect every time I make one of these videos, but interesting to see, no doubt. And they do look like good, positive changes, so I figured I'd give the game another run just to kind of see how it might feel different. I don't know if this video will be very long or whatever. I don't really have any plans for it at this point, but we're just gonna kind of check it out, just to satisfy curiosity if nothing else. So I got the game running here. Go ahead and get rid of that overlay. I'm just going to jump into it again. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I was going to mention the actual changes. So I'll just read through the changes that were posted in the little devlog here. Mastered all audio to about half the volume. Fixed a bug where the dash sound effect played while paused. You can hit space or A button to restart when you die. Fixed a bug where the laser telegraph sound would still play after the room end. Pick up texts. Now properly draw on top of everything else. Triangle Bros scan can no longer telegib you from off the screen. Oh, I'm sorry, Triangle Bros can no longer telegib you from off the screen. In the same vein, all enemies had their engagement distances shortened, perhaps too far. Bullet speed is now 6/7 what it was for all enemies. Dead bodies are about 20% darker now. Large blue enemy bullets have smaller hitboxes, just the front of them basically. Melee attacks can't hurt you quite as often now. Physics is now instantly killed undead enemies. They won't soak up bullets after death anymore. Moved the view center from 1/4 of the way between player and reticle to 1/5 of the way. Soon to come a setting for this. Dodging gives some uncommunicated iframes for the first 2/3 of the dash. Laser weapons do more damage. Laser enemies and triangle enemies health nerfed. Less spread on shotgun enemies. Show a small warning about full screen mode overriding the resolution setting. Spent a little time optimizing laser hit scan code. Will definitely need more work. So I didn't realize the second to last point about the full screen mode overriding the resolution setting. So that makes sense, because I remember last time when I got in the game here and I was trying to set this. So this is apparently kind of when it's in the windowed mode. So I can see on the just double checking the overlay was disabled. I can see the little warning that was mentioned, but it's also very hard to read. It's almost kind of hidden because the text here is sort of blending into the grid in the background, but it does say full screen option overrides resolution settings. So you know, I definitely recommend making that a little more visible, but nonetheless that makes sense to me now. So I think we're just going to go ahead and... Oh, we have mouse wheel to switch weapons now. I didn't realize. I don't know if that's new to this version. It sounds rather convenient. Right. I think in the last version it only listed controls for the controller, if I remember correctly. So I had to kind of guess what the mouse and keyboard controls were. All right. Interesting. Whoa. So from the sounds of it, it should be significantly easier, which may be a good thing in the long run. Oops, I forgot which button was dodged there for a second. I did a little while back. I played another game where oops, the shift key was used for dodge. It was a omnidirectional shooter like this. So sometimes I reach for that shift key just because I played that for a while. I have to kind of reprogram myself to use the right mouse button, which I think is a good choice to have it on right mouse button, but I'm just not used to it now, so I'll get used to it. Do have to remember that there is ammo Oops. I was kind of observing the behavior there, and I ended up eating one of those lasers, but I don't know if it's changed from last time, but the laser guys seem fairly forgiving in that they kind of lock onto your position quite early. And that might have been the same before, but I was just kind of checking it out to see. Looks like we got green flacker. Now if I try the mouse wheel, nothing happens. I'm gonna press E. Alright, so... so it does switch every tick of the mouse wheel. Something you could consider, I don't know if it's possible, I think you can only carry 2 weapons in the game so far, which isn't really indicated anywhere in the HUD that I know of. It would be nice to have some kind of indication of what you're carrying, so to speak. But if it is 2 weapons and it's only ever meant to be 2 weapons, something you could consider is, or switching with the mouse wheel, you could have mouse wheel up, switch to one weapon, and mouse wheel down, switch to the other. That way you don't have to worry about how many times you tick. You can just kind of flick the wheel up or down and it'll go over. My wheel does click. I do know that there are some people who have mice that have kind of a continuous scrolling action where you don't really get the ticks or the feedback. So it might be a little harder with that kind of mouse to do this sort of thing. But that might just be kind of a thing where maybe if you're playing games you wouldn't have a mouse like that. I don't know. Whoops. Alright, so green thing seems pretty powerful. I'm trying to eyeball my ammo. I don't really like to take my eyes off of the action here too much. Wow. Alright. Alright, so those iframes are coming in handy for sure. Just avoided some damage there. Shoot, not that time. Oof. Holy moly. Uh-oh. That guy hit me real fast. It would probably be nice if the I guess you call them melee guys, the triangle dudes, they had some kind of a telegraph. Instead of just kind of, they kind of attack almost instantaneously when they do attack. So sometimes they kind of attack the moment you look at them, almost like the moment you realize they're on the screen. So if they had kind of a visual element that telegraphs that they're about to attack before they do, that could be a nice touch, I think. Oh my gosh. Almost dead here, unfortunately. Whoops, just completely whiffed. Try the other weapon here. Alright, that was rather successful, okay. So yeah, a big thing I'm noticing is, of course, that the enemies do tend to still bunch up a lot, which, is sort of wondering, I should look for, if I want a blue laser. Kind of think it's better than this. And there's a yellow laser. Yellow blaster. I'm assuming blaster is like the default weapon. I don't actually know if that's true or not, though. I think we can test it out. Oh. So this is kind of the rapid fire thing, I think. I'm gonna stick with this sort of shotgun type thing. Alright, here we go. Oh, shoot. See, I forgot that I only had like one little bit of health left. I don't know if there's... I guess there are health packs that I remember. Speed up, bullet damage down. Oops. feel like it's almost zoomed out a little more than it used to be. I am noticing sometimes the camera kind of zooms in and out, and I don't know immediately what triggers that happening. I don't know, is it like when I shoot or something? Or it's when I'm moving, I guess. When I stop moving, it kind of zooms in more. It's interesting. I noticed some of the little ammo pickups will kind of... Oop, those are pickups. They're drawn into you, but if you're moving around, they don't seem to quite make it to you. So you have to kind of... Especially since they disappear so quickly, you have to actually make a point to stop and let them absorb. I would consider making them home in a little bit more strongly, I guess, so that you don't have to worry about that. Just kind of seems like a needless detail almost for the player to have to worry about. And just seeing them like almost disappear while they're in the air like that is kind of bothersome, I guess. What you can do with that sort of thing is kind of, the closer they get, make the homing effect stronger, that sort of thing, so that they always get to you and they don't end up like orbiting you infinitely, that sort of thing. Alright, so that wasn't... I got full health, so I can't complain too much, I guess. I should have checked for chests. I forgot to check for chests. Guess we're stuck with the blue phaser thingy. Wow. Oh, those are ammo. Sometimes I see the ammo and I think, oh no, something's gonna hit me, but it's... Alright, so fortunately... Whoa. Shoot, dodge too late. Ouch. Alright, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the fact that the enemies bunch up, I mean, when you have like the laser weapon, at least it kind of, since it penetrates enemies, it makes it a lot easier to handle that. So it looks like there's a chest over here. It's the one I already picked up, though. Really, there's only one in this level, huh? Kind of curious about... It's just a wall. Alright. Interesting kind of random level design. Makes these weird little dead ends and stuff. Alright, next level. So yeah, it definitely does feel more manageable overall. Oops, just totally ate that. This is not so manageable, oh my gosh. Holy cow, man. Oh no, I got obliterated. Oh, yeah. So I don't know what happened there, it's just narrow corridors and being surrounded by enemies. Like dodging from both sides and more. Got pretty overwhelming pretty fast. Alright, so... Definitely don't want to get surrounded in this game is what I'm observing. It's very hard to deal with threats from opposite ends of the screen at the same time. Alright, took a little damage that time. Got a yellow laser. Alright, just swap in for the same thing. Oh shoot. Yeah, there's definitely dudes that... Okay. Alright, there's at least one dude left. So, it doesn't appear that anything attacks from off-screen, which is good, but it does appear that, like, the moment that they're on screen, they seem to be able to attack you, so you don't really get a chance to notice there's a threat before it's, like, already got bullets coming at you or whatever, so that's something I would consider for sure, is giving a little bit of time before they enter a state where they can attack, and when they do attack. Looks like we got... Oh, I can't go down. I was looking at the mini-map there for a second. So we have an open chest here. I'm not sure if there's a different... Alright, I was going to say that the blue... In the mini-map there, the blue dots kind of look like they're different sizes or something. I guess it's just a consequence of the way it's rendered or whatever, but be nice if there's some kind of visual element to indicate if the chest was open or not on the mini-map. Alright. Just kind of ate one of those bullets with the iframes there. Oops. No, it seemed like my shot just hit one of the dead guys there. I don't know if that was what happened. Oh, that laser. I did not see that laser coming. Oops. There's too many threats for my eyes to keep track of at once here. And that guy's definitely shooting from off screen, although I don't know if... Oops. So the laser is quite particular. You gotta really get it on top of him, not just close to him. Alright, I survived. Let's go check on this chest. It looks like that's the one I already got open. I don't know if I want this. Take more damage, do more damage. Oh, there's another chest. See, that's not showing up on the mini-map from what I can see. Don't know why that is. Now I can see it now that I opened it, so I don't know what happened there. If, again, it's kind of an artifact of their rendering. I don't know if this is downsampled or something. Gamma, I think it's when you run into dudes. Enemies touching you take damage, yeah. So that seems to only have a positive effect, while most of the other ones seem to have a positive and negative effect. Oh. Was that the... Is there like only 3 levels or something? Because I hit B and then it brought me back here, so... A little unexpected. Alright, I do like the shotgun. I like shotguns in games in general. Just fun. Epsilon. More max health, less move speed. Well, ouch. I hope it's quite a bit of health, because that seems like a tough trade. Yellow blaster. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, those laser guys definitely shoot at you from off screen. I mean, at least you can see the effect, but even so, it's a bit frustrating. I don't actually have any yellow ammo, so I don't know what happened there. Apparently you can get ammo of any type, regardless of what weapon you use. So to get rid of the blue thing at the start seems a bad idea because you apparently only start with blue ammo. Alright. It's actually pretty important to make sure to go back and get that ammo, I think. Think about it now. Oh, there's a guy up here. Oops. Not sure what I was expecting, but... Alright, here they come. Oh, that's a dead end. Alrighty. Even got a nice little health pack there. Go ahead and hit B. Alright, I spawned directly next to a guy. At least I didn't shoot yet. But, it's a little odd. Ouch. Missing a lot. I accidentally used my dodge right towards him, so I didn't have the ability to use it again to avoid the attack. Might be nice if there's like a kill sound effect, because it kind of has the same effect as just hitting them normally. Alrighty. Ouch. Those lasers. If there's only like one laser guy, it's usually not too bad, but if there's like 3 surrounding you, it's pretty hard to keep track of everything. That guy kind of shot me before I saw him almost. It's like right on the edge of the screen. That's not a guy. Oh, that's ammo. What is that? A railgun? I don't think I've gotten that before. So I don't want to get rid of my my blue thing, because I seem to have the most ammo for that. So... Oh, it seems to shoot extremely fast. Alright, so that's cool, but it, I kind of suspect that it takes more ammo than it's worth. Like, it doesn't seem super strong. Ouch. Oh shoot, I can't I can't see very well. Oh no. It was like a perfect dodge, but then there was a laser charging right there. I can't actually see that guy's laser thing. His the little triangle thing is like gray or something, so it's not very visible. The thing that renders that shows you you're gonna get shot by a laser. But yeah, I suspect that the... Oh, jeez. Ouch. I suspect that this railgun thing, the damage per ammo used is probably pretty low compared to the other weapons. That's kind of the impression I'm getting. It seems like it uses like 4 ammo per shot or something. Certainly not weak. Whoops. I guess it's 3 per shot. Okay, I did go down to -1 ammo on that, so that's a slight bug. Alright. I don't think I want alpha. No, I think if I get rid of this, it'll be a good trade, because I have a lot of yellow ammo, so... Alright, so yeah, it appears that you just get 3 levels. But yeah, I would say overall it's feeling better, in my opinion. And I think the biggest thing I'm noticing, well, there's the fact that the enemies tend to bunch up a lot sometimes, and then there's the fact that sometimes they completely surround you, and I think surrounding you is probably even more dangerous. That seems a lot harder to manage, because if they're like a mob, but they're all kind of in one place, then you can at least... everything's coming from pretty much the same direction, so you can at least kind of take cover, and your attention isn't divided. But if they're coming from like 3 or more different directions, even 2 different directions, it seems very difficult to pay attention to both kind of areas of threat at the same time. So that's an interesting... I mean, I don't think there's a very simple way to address that sort of thing, but it's an interesting concept that maybe there's some way to kind of smooth out a bit to make it a little less frustrating and keep the player in control. But aside from those things, I think the biggest thing that I would pose as a criticism for right now is that enemies seem to pretty much attack instantly once they're within range. The laser guys kind of attack from off screen almost, or I think they're literally off screen when they attack generally. And everyone else seems to kind of like appear and attack you pretty much at the same time in a lot of cases, which I think is not very fair feeling. So those are things I think could be improved. So all this said, I mean, like I said, I think everything is a lot better. Or I don't know if I should say a lot better. It does feel better overall. They're just small changes that were made, and I think that it's definitely improved. But the idea of kind of making it easier, I think, even if you continue to make it easier, not with the intent of making it easier, but less frustrating and more fair feeling, I think what you'll end up with if you kind of continue down that path is you could actually probably just lower the player's health quite a bit, because you do get quite a lot. You get a lot of forgiveness, really, which I think under the current circumstances is appropriate. But if you really make it so that the player is very competent in being able to avoid damage, I think you could make it less forgiving in the amount of health you have, and then it'll be kind of a more exciting game overall. So certainly not a matter of just making it easier and easier. Yeah, I think that's the best feedback I can give you for now. And apart from that, I think it's pretty fun. I hope that... I guess the idea is to have more roguelite elements, is what was mentioned before. So it'll be interesting to see more, I guess, depth presented in the game in the future. But for now, just kind of my feedback is more about the polish and such. So it would be interesting for sure to see where this goes. It definitely seems like the developer is really on top of cranking out some rapid updates. So for sure, if you're interested in this game, just check out the link in the description below. And yeah, as always, just let me know if you have questions. And I will see you guys in the next video.